Three, two, three, two, one. We live. We live. We live right now. We are live. It is April 9th, 2024. Turn down the monitoring. Tuesday, 6:20. I'm back. I was going to do this in the morning, but everybody's doing their own thing, so I might as well see if I can knock this out today. Not knock it out to the point where it's a chore or anything. On Sunday, I did 3 podcasts, which is a record for me, right? And I was just in a rhythm. And one of the things that I realized is that the repetitive nature of this is going to help me more than anything. So whenever I do have a topic, it's just best to go ahead and get it out. Yes, I'm still going to keep to my 2 times a week, probably 1 or 2 more extra here and there. But I also don't want to force it to. It's one of those things to where you don't want this to be a chore, like I just mentioned just now. But I am trying this thing out, meaning that I want to see how well I do with kind of just talking from, I wouldn't say the heart, but just having a topic and going from there, because I can utilize that quite a bit, especially in my YouTube videos, because sometimes when you script things or think about things, it doesn't still come out the way that you want it to, inauthentic to the way you really work. But one thing I've noticed with me doing these podcasts is that I'm just talking. I'm just talking from experience and all that. Let me turn on this monitoring. Okay, there we go. It's still there, but let me turn that down. But yeah, I'm talking from experience, and we're just going to see how it flows. So today, the topic or the thing that I want to talk about, it kind of relates to coffee, but not really, is that on Sunday, also Saturday, we had some ribeye, and my kids crushed it. Especially on Sunday, that's when they had the ribeye. They crushed it. They just wanted more meat. But I had it the same way, where I cut it in small slices. Like if you're going to be doing like a Philly cheesesteak, that's the way I cut it. And okay, let me back up. Let me back up real quick. Here's the thing. During Christmas time, they always have rib roast for sale. So when I picked them up, it was about $2.99, $3 a pound, $2.50 a pound. It included the bones and everything, right? But what I did was I bought about $400 worth of rib roast. And I went ahead and cut it in portions, and I went ahead and put it in Ziploc sous vide bags. So that happened Thanksgiving, and it also happened, of course, again in that happened again in December. So when I did that, it was pretty cool to kind of just see where everything is and all that good stuff. And I did that, right? And as I did that, I wanted to come up with different things, different ideas of how I can make this ribeye, right? And it got to the point to where I was making steaks, charcoal steaks, in the oven steaks, sous vide steaks. So I started to run out of different ideas of how to actually utilize the meat. And one thing I realized with ribeye is that it's extremely tender. Yes, the cap is everything, right? But for the most part, everything else is still very tender. It's very forgiving too. You still don't want to go over the 100 35 degrees or so when you're cooking it. But actually, I did that this past Sunday. My wife did when she was making the kids their meat for their dinner, part of their dinner. And as I was doing all these experiments or trying different things with the ribeye, I started to really get bored with it. And then I kept on going down this rabbit hole of just trying to change different things up. So one of the other things that I did was I cut it into slices so it would be perfect for steak sandwiches. It was extremely tasty. Of course, you put whatever else you want to put around it, but it was extremely tasty. But this time I just did it, as I said just now, as small little strips for like Philly cheesesteaks. It was absolutely delicious. It was marvelous. And I guess what I'm saying right now is that it's something about, I don't know if creativity is the right word, but pushing beyond being bored, so to speak. Because we get bored all the time, right? We do things the same way all the time. And since I have so much, packages of ribeyes, still the majority of the ways I'm going to be making it is like a traditional type of way, right? But just being out there and trying different things and testing the waters on what will work, what won't work, ideas, concepts, different ideas with applications together with other stuff. It pushes you. It pushes you to see what it's really made of. And I think that says a lot about everything, right? It's the same thing where I talked about in just a recent YouTube video that I did about being bored with coffee, and how YouTube and this podcasting is really reviving me, really helping me grow and push myself and to understand what things are really out there, right? And it's one of those things too where I'm taking that same lesson and trying to push myself with coffee, because I think I do have the idea for what I'm trying to find with coffee in this 22-pound experiment, right? I'm still trying to figure that out, of what that is for myself as a person. But this whole thing about pushing, doing things different, and the revelation that I had last time when I talked about this, of like, if I'm tasting something this way, this is the actual recipe for that thing. So if I'm not finding sweetness in the cup, it's because this recipe doesn't lean towards that, right? I stopped being creative. I stopped pushing myself. And I think that's where I'm coming with all this stuff. Yes, don't get me wrong. You can't keep trying to create something, or can you? I don't want to burn out, but can you keep kind of chasing that creativity wheel to the point to where you're just running yourself ragged? Like, here's another analogy. We just finished up Physical 100, the second season. It was kind of crap, but one of the last remaining exercises that they did was a squat challenge. I forgot what they named it. Infinity challenge, something like that. Squats. And it was 3 of them, or 4 of them. And they just kept going. Rep after rep after rep. It got to the point after a while that they kept filling up the bucket, And And then they just kept going until some people got knocked out finally, right? But that's what I feel like if I keep going down this rabbit hole of creativity, like trying to one up myself, right? It's never really going to end. But I think right now that's okay. That's something that I need to do. I need to push and try and understand what I'm truly made of, right? Because I think if I do that, then I can find the true real purpose of what I'm trying to do with coffee, with business, with life, with family, with work, with everything, right? I think a little bit of what I'm trying to do, the key to this challenge may help me move forward in a path to where it's going to be truly magical. Don't get me wrong, it is pretty cool as it is right now, but I'm understanding that I can be pushed even more so. And same as I look at this ribeye challenge and this coffee challenge of getting out of rut and stop being bored and trying different recipes. I think that's really where it comes down to. Trying different things to provoke, to instill a different outcome. That's where we're at right now, you know? That's where I'm understanding that I can be in a place to where I can truly push myself. I can truly understand what's going on. And as I get better, I'm not going to be in this exact same situation forever. I am going to get better. Well, that's the goal. That's the goal to truly, really get better. And as I get better and understand my weaknesses and my strengths, right? I am going to get to the place in a point in life to where this will soon be easy, right? And then the challenge is going to be something to where it's not going to be a challenge anymore. You know? What's up, man? Hey. What's up?
Good.
Yeah.
It's okay if I take 15 minutes.
No, man. You already used 2 hours, man. Okay? And do something else. Do something else. That was my son asking for more time for Roblox. And I know he's a kid, right? And he just wants to play. And it's extremely important that I show him or teach him that he needs to try to find other things to do that will gravitate or he'll find interest in, right? It's okay to play. It's okay to keep kind of doing the same thing over and over again. But I think it's extremely important also to make sure that you are trying to be somewhere, do something that pushes you, because it's very cliche, right? We talk about this one life thingy that we're trying to do and all that stuff, but I think a lot of times it's best to really try to push yourself to the point to where Logan, please, Logan. But yeah, so I lost my train of thought, but I guess what I'm saying is that we have to keep trying to push and challenge ourselves to the point to where we feel fulfilled but we are also understanding even more so of what we're trying to do in the world. And also it's not something that it's isolated. It's not just this one thing. It can't just be this ribeye change up the recipe challenge. It can't be like chasing sweetness in coffee challenge, right? It has to be in other aspects of your life, because if it's not, then what's the whole point? You don't want to be balanced. You want to be well developed in all areas, right? It'll give you a sense of understanding that you can push yourself in all aspects of your life. And I think that's what I was trying to instill. It's going to take time. He's a kid, but to really get to the point to where you are in a place to where, even though everything is challenging, it's fun. It's something that you look forward to. So yeah, so that's where I'm at with this. Again, like I said, it's a little quickie. Just trying to get on here, trying to understand sometimes my logic. And I'm not always trying to get to the point where, I'm trying to be a philosopher. But I think these things are very important in all things that we're trying to do in life. Again, I don't really know where these podcast episodes are going. I'm still learning quite a bit about the overall mission of the podcast. And I think that's cool to just say it out, learn it out, and see where it goes. So that's what I got for you for now. More than likely, I'll hit you up on Thursday and talk to you later. Bye.